Good morning. We're down to Berkey. We gotta open our door and get our header cart out of here. We're moving today and get all the equipment moved back to Waldron. We had a little bit of rain here yesterday. So here at Berkey, we had about 3 tenths, which is whatever, it's fine, no big deal. We're done farming here, basically. We got a little tillage to do, but it's not a big deal. We did have close to an inch back at home, though, at Waldron, so our flag looks a little cleaner. Did this side of the combine get clean? Nope, not at all. All right, well, we're gonna check the oil. We're gonna drop the head and head for home with it. All right, we gotta take a couple of our stock stompers off, unhook the single point connection, the PTO shaft there, and we've got to fold up all of the snouts. Something like that. We got it. We'll clean the feeder house off a little bit. Dad can get that strapped down. He's just throwing gears to the end so they don't fall out. He's going to take the head. I'm going to take the combine. And then we're going to come back and get the grain cart. Made it home! Judging by the some of the corn that I drove past, ours and other people's, we got to go! Some of the tops are starting to break out. We had some pretty severe wind. I don't know, severe is maybe the wrong word, but it got really windy yesterday morning when the storm was rolling through, and definitely broke some tops off. It's all still standing, but stalk quality could get to be an issue. Shelling down corn is not fun. If you've never done it, I don't recommend it. When we have late season drought, like we did this year, got really, excuse me, you got really dry the end of the growing season. Sometimes the plants, corn plants, will draw nutrients and water out of the stalk in order to finish filling the ear. It prioritizes making as much grain as possible at the cost of keeping that stalk standing upright. And so stalk quality could become an issue here the later we get into harvest. And another round. We're back at Berkey. Phil's got a truck empty, so we're going to take this one back. He's just got the dryers filled up for the second round of batches today, and sounds like there's enough corn for one more batch through the big bin. We are going to have room for it all, that's a good thing, kind of. So yeah, he'll finish that up, and then we'll get the other 2 trucks moved back, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know, maybe we can shell some corn this afternoon back up to Waldron. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We're going to try. Made it back with the semi, so the only thing left, like I said, we got those 2 trucks yet, and Phil's pickup is down there, so we'll have to make another trip to get the other 2 semis, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow morning, I don't know. We're going to fuel up the combine. I got to get that. We got a new DEF tote. I'm going to get that out here, and we'll get the head hooked up. We were just running an 8-row head. It's wide, but it's not too wide to go down the road with the head on, especially for all the close fields here. Obviously, when we're making the long trip, we drop it because it's too wide. You know, just for that long of a trip, it's not real fun. But for the field down here on the corner, we can hook it up here and be just fine. So did I tell you Brock's bringing the grain cart? Well, Brock's bringing the grain cart, so he had specific instructions of stopping 3 times, putting oil dry in the tracks, where to stop, not to go over 20 miles an hour. Won't take him a while, but he'll be fine. So I don't know how much we've got to do to get our grain system ready. There is probably some stuff we need to do to get our grain system ready, though. So we'll have to see where we're at with the dryer. I know we have some of last year's dry corn still in the wet bin so that we can make the dry cone funnel in the bottom and prime the dryer. So that's about the first thing that's got to happen. Look, it's our grain cart. Brock made it back. He's doing some greasing and stuff. You guys remember this Agromatics serial link kit that I bought that's supposed to feed data into my Gen 4 so we can have this grain harvest weight sharing feature thing? I decided to try and install it. My salesman tells me that the place it needs to plug in is underneath the cup holders over here. So I've got the armrest tore apart, and we're trying to find it. And there's a computer down here, right here. And I didn't think it was anything on there because there's no ports on the front that are open, and all the ones on the back look full. And then I saw right here it says serial. That's the serial port, and it is extremely difficult to get to, so I have fished the cable in there, and now it is plugged in. That's this cable that's gonna sneak out underneath there, and I'm hoping that we can just leave this stuff in the cab. You're supposed to mount that to the actual grain cart, but I don't understand why it would need to be mounted to the grain cart. We got to get power to it, and I happen to have power in here as well. And so I think it's going to be easiest just to leave it in here. But yeah, that's plugged in. So we're going to get some power to that and try it and see if that's all I need to do. There is also this serial port connection, but I can't find anywhere where that would go. And the one that I just plugged in is kind of a Y off of this. So I think it's a either or type of thing. But let's see if we can't power this thing up and try it before we go anywhere. And before we put all that back together. All right, if you see right there, it shows that our serial link is connected. And then if we come into here and we go, oh, it was there. What the heck? Oh, maybe come on disconnected down here. Yep, I gotta find I gotta get a little screwdriver to connect this, but we had to put this little modem in here. And it'll work. Just a minute. There. See? Now it says weight scale. We can change this to, I don't know. What do we want to change it to? Agromatics? No, here, let's go Libra cart. There. So now it should show me the weights. Not just here, but like on my phone and my op center and everything. And yeah, didn't cost much to do that. That's why we did it. So we've got the bottoms of these fans all got to get closed up there. Brock's doing now. We have some dry corn in this bin left over from last year, and this is our wet bin. So we'll put all the wet corn into there, and then the dryer, as it needs more corn to keep it full, it will automatically turn this auger on, and the leg is always running to that. So this is so basically the corn that's in the bottom here, you know, you draw out of the center and it creates a funnel, basically, right? Inverted cone. And so we need that corn that's left in that cone to be dry so that it doesn't mold and rot between now and the end of harvest. And so we've got probably 3,000 bushels worth of corn in there, which is way more than what we need for that cone, but we're going to suck the dry corn out of there, fill up that dryer, at least halfway, because if we put wet corn straight out of the field in there and filled it from the bottom, the corn coming out of the bottom would still be wet. It wouldn't be dry, right? And so we'd have to recycle that back through by putting dry corn in the bottom of it, putting wet corn in on the top third or half. Then by the time that corn gets down, it's basically dry. You're going to over dry some of the other stuff a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. So that stuff needs to happen here pretty quickly. I don't know if we're ready to do that or not. Frankly, we're going to go shell a little bit. We can do a truckload and a grain cart load, and then we've got to figure out what's going on with the dryer and get the other stuff around. But if you've been around here long enough, you know that my Uncle Phil handles the grain system stuff. And it's not that I don't know how to do it and can't do it. It's just that I don't want to step on toes and do it when he's not ready. And he's still finishing up the stuff down to Berkey, so we're not going to push too hard here. We'll go get a little bit of wet corn around so that when we are ready, we've got some. And you know, we'll go from there. So we got to get the other trucks up here anyway. We can't do much until we do that. So let's go do some Endros. Well, off we go. We've got a lot of corn to shell yet. So good to get started here at Waldron and try and start making some dents in it. So this is the same hybrid that we finished up with down to Berkey. It's 103 day 03 UOO is the hybrid. And this was planted much earlier. This was planted the 23rd, 4th, 5th of April, somewhere in that ballpark. So it'll be interesting to see, one, if it's any better yielding, although we're a long ways apart from where that other stuff was, so that might not be a good comparison. But two, if it is any drier, because it was planted 3 weeks sooner. So we definitely have a lot more elevation change here than what we do at Berkey. So there's going to be the dry clay knobs that are going to be not good, and then we're going to drop down into the bottom low ground that's going to be really good. We're going to see a lot of variation here. So Brock's over here on the gator. Looks like he's going to grab a field sign, and then we're going to go back, get the grain cart and truck and fill those things up. All right, I got enough room we can get a grain cart in here, and we're about full, so we need to go get one. Our Miravis flag definitely got washed off in the rain. It's about time to take that one off, put the American flag up there, I think. It's one of those those things that you just have to do it, and it takes time. So some of this corn is really good. It's highly variable. I mean, it was up to 260 and down to 150, and yeah, it's just all over. But we'll get some end rows done. We got to get that truck turned around, fill the stuff up. See where we're at then. Okay, we're getting some end rows done finally. We're right next to one of our wheat fields. It looks pretty good. The rain yesterday is going to help tremendously. That wheat's going to fill in. It looks a touch thin to me right now, but wheat tillers out, so you plant the seeds and then the seed comes up, and then it kind of adds tillers, or almost like second shoots, and you'll get 4 or 5 or more of them per seed, and so it thickens up as it grows. But off to a pretty decent start. Brock just got a fire call, brush fire somewhere here close that he wants to go to, so he's running off here, and he's going to take my truck, and we're about full anyway, so I'm just going to shut this down and jump in there, go with him, and we'll start messing with the corn. Run, firefighter Brock, run! Run! Yeah, see ya. Okay, well, I guess it's time to start moving some grain. Okay, let's make sure we got everything in place. So we've got our distributor on the big leg, the wet leg, set to the wet bin / dryer. So up there, you're not gonna be able to see it from here. We'll have to get back, but we have a, it's called a K valve basically, but inputs from the top, and then it goes straight down through to fill the dryer here. Once the dryer is full, it backs up that pipe and it overflows into the wet bin. That's how we have it when we're unloading trucks, so that we're always constantly filling the dryer, and if the dryer's full, then it just goes into the wet bin. So we need to now pull out of the wet bin and go into the dryer. So it's gonna go through that same valve, and it just won't overflow because the dryer won't be full. So there is a door that closes off the path to, or the downspout to the dryer that I had just opened. So that is open. We need to double check our dryer, make sure that all of these handles are closed, our fan doors are closed, so that the corn stays in it. We have a rubber mat in there on top of the burner to keep the corn from getting into the burner. So all of our clean out doors are closed, so that's good. Phil spent a bunch of time back in September getting the dryer ready to go, tightening chains, lubing everything up, making sure it's all good. So I'm pretty sure we are good to go. We'll fire up the generator and we can start pulling the dry corn out of the wet bin here. Like that for now. All right, pretty quickly, corn's going in there, goes around the bottom, and it goes up the top, and it comes down, and it falls down that pipe, and then we're going to hear it rattling down through our little plinko board dryer here. And probably start bouncing out some of the triangles and hitting me in the face here. Maybe. I hear corn. Where's it going? Okay, well, the corn is going back into our wet bin here. I wonder if we have a plugged up downspout. Why is it coming here and not going to there? Well, looks like we get to go for a climb. That'll be fun. Let's see, we need a 1/2 inch wrench. We'll take a couple 9/16ths. It's a problem, I'm gonna climb all the way up there not knowing what tools that I need. And I have to climb down, climb back up. So we're gonna go up and look at that K valve and see if there's some trash or some old corn growing in it or what. I don't know. We're usually, and by we I mean Phil, is usually really good at cleaning stuff out, so we don't have those kinds of issues. But I don't know what else it could be, because the pipe's not plugged, it's not getting to the dryer, so it's clearly up at the top. I'm sure that I've got that door open. I tried it 2 different ways, so I don't know. We'll go up there and see what we can deal with. On the bright side, maybe we'll be able to see Brock's fire from up there. Oh, we've made it up here. Here's our K valve that I was telling you about. So it comes out of the distributor, and then we've got our door here that is open, and so it should pass down through here, which goes down to our dryer. But it's not. It's overflowing and going down this way. But that's not full, so why is it overflowing? Am I doing something wrong? Is that corn going somewhere it's not supposed to be? It's not going into the bean bin because the door's closed. And it'd be spilling all over. I don't think it's going into the overhead. I would have heard that. What in the world? How do I tell? That pipe is clear. You'd think that would be full of corn right there if there was an obstruction, because it should be filled up to here. But it's not. Okay. We can see the door on the bottom side of that. It's open. Alright, watch that. That's open. Heck, I can even see in there. It's clear. Okay. Other plausible explanations. What are they? We're going to go check the top side of that distributor. This is the dangerous part. Don't try this at home. Yeah, that's a railing I'm climbing over. It's okay, there's a ladder over here and a platform. Oh, you guys come with me. Okay. You see, we came from there, and there's a ladder to this little platform to get to this little door, but you gotta go over that railing to get to it, so. Okay, is there latches? Yeah, latch. Come on, latch. Okay, there's our tube, our distributor. Let me show you this. So, there's the inside of a distributor. You can see, no you can't. Different holes. And then this pipe right here is coming from up there, and it swings around and lines up with the different holes. That one goes over there. That one goes to our K-valve. That's where we want it. So it's in the right spot. It's doing what it's supposed to. Is this thing all plugged up? No. No, it's not. So that's good. Where's our corn going? How's it getting there? We're up here, so I hit the leg bearings with a couple shots of grease from the grease gun that lives right there. That should be all we need to do. Dad's over there chiseling. Let's see, can we zoom in on him? Right there. We got another neighbor over there. I don't see Brock's fire. Should be that way somewhere. I heard a siren, but I don't see any smoke. And there's our combine. Over there. Anyway, back to our problem here. I don't have a logical solution right now or cause, so we're gonna go back down and try it again because I don't know what else to do. Everything up here is normal and as expected. I was hoping there was an access door on the side of this K-valve I could take apart and look at. There's not. I don't know. Let's go try it. Okay, well, this part of it all runs normal, but we're getting dust out of the top of the wet bin and not out of the dryer. Like, why isn't it coming down into the dryer? I'm so confused right now. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. Okay, well that worked. I moved it from this dryer back to the overhead and it's going into there just fine. So why the heck can't I get it to go in the dryer? That pipe has got to be plugged up. There's got to be something in that K-valve, doesn't there? It didn't feel like it, but it sure seems like it. I think what we're going to have to do is go up and climb inside that distributor move it to a different pipe and then look down in that hole, and so we can get into the top of that K-valve and see if there's something in there, because it sure seems like it's plugged up. Well, we're back up here. I moved the distributor to a different hole so we can actually climb inside this. It's reasonably clean, and look down in that hole, see what we can find. Aha! That's not supposed to have corn there. Don't drop stuff down there, it'll be in a bin. That's a blank. Okay, so we gotta try and reach down in there and break out whatever that is that's causing that, because see what's happening is it's supposed to fall straight down there, and it's not. It's going down that way instead of straight down. So, I found the problem. We can fix this. Well, we still have a problem. I can't really reach it with my hand. My arm's not long enough. I was able to stick my foot down there and poke at it and scrape some of the corn down the other pipe and push on it a little bit, and it's sort of spongy, but I couldn't push through it, and my leg's not long enough either. I need a poker stick, and I don't have anything, and we're 100 feet in the air, and that's a third trip I'm gonna have to make. Dang it. I'm gonna make sure there's nothing up here already, but yeah, this is a problem. Okay, I'm not climbing up there again tonight, but we know what the problem is, and I know how to fix it. I need a stick. I found a scraper or something that will work. I'll have to try and carry it up there or something with me tomorrow. But my wife's got a meeting tonight. I gotta watch the kids, and I've climbed it twice. That's enough, so I'm not going up there again tonight. Phil just got back with one of the trucks, which is good. That means he's done drying corn and everything's done down there, so he was getting a moisture tester brought back and stuff. I'm gonna go get the combine emptied and unload roll the tarp on the grain cart and close the combine grain tank covers up, because I don't think it's gonna rain overnight, but there was chances of rain tomorrow, and while we should get there in the morning and keep shelling, I don't know that. I don't want it to get rained on, so I'm gonna run down there, do that, and then we're gonna call it a night after we finish pumpkin harvest, because this corn's going to disappear soon. How's it going? That's a new one. That one wasn't there when we picked before.
I know, there's more out here than I thought. I thought I only had a few.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, there's the last of the pumpkin haul from this side of the road. Plot day's coming soon. We're going to do that field down on the corner and the one across the road from it, and then probably come down here, so maybe by the end of this week. Also, out here, just outside of the plot, is my emergence flagging trial. So the plot starts with this row. This one here, out there a ways where the stand was good, we've got our emergence trial. We need to pull all those ears. It's on the to-do list. Maybe if it's raining the next day or two, we'll go out there when it's super muddy and get them. Well, we came down, I got the combine emptied and got the grain tank covers shut. We're gonna roll the tarp on the cart just in case it rains overnight here. Hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow. We'll get that dryer going, get that plug taken care of. It shouldn't take long to get the dryer started up, and this corn being 17% really is borderline whether it needs to go through the dryer or not. Anyway, it probably will, but it'll run fast, and all of the first stuff we're gonna do is gonna be dry here, so we should be able to cover some acres. Thanks for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I should be in the combine tomorrow because Brock is going to be around. It'll be the last day he's here this week probably, but that's okay, especially if it's raining later in the week. Maybe Dad can get some more tillage done. They were supposed to spread some more chicken litter for us. I haven't heard about that lately, so we'll see what happens there. We gotta go. We gotta get some corn done. It's the 20th of October. And I know we've been running corn for a week, but this is the first we're starting up the grain system and the stuff here at Waldron. It feels like a late start to me. I know it's not, but it feels that way. However, we have big equipment, we have a big dryer, and we can cover ground in a hurry. We just gotta get rid of the bushels. Just gotta truck them away. So it will work out just fine. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you guys in the morning.